Hey, what's up, guys? It's Richard here again with Cosmic Human Design. And today we have some very exciting things to talk about. I have with me here Marla Durden, and we're going to be talking about a very special event that is coming up on August the 15th. And let me just show you the brochure here. So on August the 15th, there is going to be in Ghost Ranch, New Mexico, the Spirit of Harmony conference slash gathering. Now it's going to be split into an online and on the ground event. You can see here we've got the Sky and Spirit online and the Earth and Magic on land. So I'm actually going to be traveling there in person and speaking about cosmic human design, as well as working with people individually on their charts or helping them understand like what cosmic human design is. And there's going to be all kinds of other speakers online and offline. I think we've got Rupert Sheldrake, who is famous for writing about the morphogenic fields, if you're familiar with that at all, who will be online. And Marla can talk more about who specifically is going to be there. So, and Marla is organizing this event. So she is here to help us understand what's going on. And she also has a very interesting story to tell about cosmic human design and how this event came to be, which you'll find very synchronistic, to say the least. So yeah, and I'll be speaking more about that event and the upcoming and how you can register, how you can sign up to watch or go in person to the event. And the website for that is going to be events at events/magicalegypt.com. I believe is the link.
Events.magicalegypt.com.
Okay, it was a dot. Events.magicalegypt.com. Yeah, and you guys will see a lot of that and exactly how to do all of that in the upcoming days. So, Marla, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Richard. How are you doing?
Great. So yeah, I think a lot of people in my audience are going to be very interested to hear about your experience, and they're going to want to know more details about what exactly is going to be happening at this event. So maybe you could give us some more details about the event and who all is going to be speaking there and what we're going to be doing at the actual event in person, which I'm really excited.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. I'm really excited that you're going to be there. We're going to have a lot of fun. So this, I'm going to summate kind of this very magical story and to encapsulate it as much as I can here.
Very magical.
So I will say that I knew in January that I needed to block off August. I didn't know why. I just knew that I was going to, and I did. I blocked it off. I had standing appointments that I canceled all of them in August, and I didn't know why. And now I know why. And it's because of this gathering. And how this came about is Ghost Ranch. I've been doing work with Ghost Ranch for a couple of years, doing workshops and kind of spiritual growth and play and fun and that kind of thing. And they invited me to come and have a residency with them this year. And it was going to be 1 month and then another. And then they decided, we settled on August. And I went, oh, okay, it's going to be in August. And so they told me I had this block of time in August. And I thought, what am I going to do? I don't even know what I'm going to do, but I kind of let that go. Well, in the meantime, this really magical synchronistic set of events happened that included my coming to know about cosmic human design. And I took a trip to Amsterdam. And while I was in Amsterdam, 3 different people who did not know each other, who really didn't even know me that well, who were acquaintances, in a short period of time, all gave me psychedelic drugs. Mm-hmm. And so the first time I said, okay, well, thank you. That was really wonderful, but wow. But I couldn't quite figure it out. And then the second time, was at a party, and I was like, wow, thank you. But I didn't quite understand what I needed to do in that situation. And I ended up not taking care of what needed to be taken care of there. And then the third time, a person who I did not know, who I just met, told me that they were told to give me this. And now I'm scared.
So three completely different people came up to you with the same thing, pretty much.
Right, pretty much. In just a few short weeks.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, so now I'm scared, right? The Fae are trying to get my attention. And so I did what you do, right? I prepared myself and went into ceremony, and it was profound. It was really, really profound. In so many ways. And even during and around the entire experience, there were so many mind-blowing synchronicities that I know that it was magic, something cosmic, to use what we're talking about here, was happening. And out of this, I had the idea that maybe in my time at Ghost Ranch, I should do some of this. And so where this came from, my friend Venice McNeil is one of the producers, is a producer and director of Magical Egypt. Magical Egypt is a series of an in-depth documentary series of temple magic of ancient Egypt. And it's really amazing. And they've worked with some really incredible scholars and researchers and magicians. And she has a project, they had a project called the Anamnesis Project, which is where people go and they report on their dreams, their memories, their knowings about magic or past life in ancient Egypt. And so I said, Venice, what if, and I had talking to my friend Venice McNeil, and she is one of the producers of Magical Egypt. Magical Egypt is an in-depth documentary of the temple science of ancient Egypt. And they interview amazing scholars and researchers and even magicians. And I'd kind of been on the edge of that world. And when the Anamnesis Project came about, I shared this series of dreams that I had years ago about being Pharaoh. Mm-hmm. The wisdom that I learned in that dream, and it actually kind of blew everybody's mind. And I actually kind of blew my own mind too, because it was actually felt so simple and so natural. I was just sharing my dream, and the wisdom for the dream felt so simple. And anyway, I said, hey, what if I've got this time at Ghost Ranch? What if we invite people who are part of the Anamnesis Project to come to Ghost Ranch, and we can talk about our dreams, our visions, our experience? Because a lot of the people, they pursued esoteric sciences their entire lives. They've been into shamanism and those kinds of things, and they don't know why. But there's kind of this shared memories, or this shared, theme that we all have. And I was like, let's come together and share what we have, and what do you think? And she got all excited and said, let's do it. But she's in Australia. So I was looking into what it would take for her to come, and realize that it's just not viable right now. Mm. So we decided, why don't we do this? We'll have we'll interview people online, and then we'll have the mirror of it on land at Ghost Ranch, and we'll have the two working together in some way. And this is how this was born.
Yeah, I know for me, personally, ever since I got into esoteric stuff, I can't seem to stop studying it, and just extremely interested in it. So it's great that you all came up with this idea to, bring together this diverse array of people, who are all interested in this stuff. Yeah, it's going to be super exciting.
Yeah, and what we're what we're doing online on land at Ghost Ranch is, we really are going to be doing a lot of ritual and ceremony and visioning and play and dance, and really embodying the, you know, it's like in our culture, we're so all in our heads, right? We're so into like the, you know, this part, but we never really sink it into our body and get the muscle memory of it. And that's part of why we'll also be doing some embodiment practices in play. And the thing I love about play is I love that in the Bible, there's that quote where I don't even remember exactly what it was, or where they say, who was first before us? And he says, it is, unless you be like little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven, right? Mm-hmm. You know, from the work that I do with clients is in consciousness medicine and soul development and that kind of thing, is that we cannot, in order to get to the higher realms, right? In order to get and hold a higher state of consciousness, you have to have play. And so we're going to have a lot of play and ritual and fun.
That's great to hear. Like, that's one criticism I have, honestly, of a lot of these esoteric traditions, is they're all very, very serious. You know, you have to walk the path. You know, you have to do all these different things. But you know, that's, to me, that's not really what life is supposed to be. You know, life is supposed to be enjoyable and fun, and you know, all these esoteric things can actually help us live as ourselves, you know, which like must be a lot of fun, because otherwise we wouldn't have that capacity in us, you know.
So. Yeah, right. I agree. And, you know, it's like, it's also like nature. Nature's not struggling, you know, the trees are not struggling. Given our natural harmonies, we thrive, we have harmony. And, you know, I feel like there's a lot of us who, in the kind of, especially with what's going on in the world right now, we realize that now is the time. Like, I feel like, especially now with everything that's going on, if we hold this note, like we're coming back into cosmic awareness, we're coming back into right relationship, we're understanding, you know, well, right relationship with ourselves, right? And then also right relationships with each other and the planet. So there's like a lot of us who are having this awakening in a way, this, I know I call it the sidereal revolution. And so I think that this is a wonderful opportunity too for us to collaborate, because where we are at the beginning or the early stages of this, we know that many, many people are going to come after us. And so this is an opportunity for us to play and to collaborate together too, because I know that we can create a lot of really wonderful tools and fun things and even businesses, if that's what we choose to do out of this collaboration and playtime. So that's what I'm seeing it as well as a celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun collaborating with all you guys. So maybe you could give people some details on how they, if say someone wants to come and join the in-person event, how can they do that?
You can go to events.magicalegypt.com, and there's a button that says book now. There's we have room for about 19 people, so it's very intimate. Mm-hmm. We've got some singles, some doubles, and then some dorm rooms. And we priced it like we didn't add very much on top of the food and the board, because I mean the whole idea was for us to be able to come together, and so people can come together. Also, this incredible, I mean, I'm just so excited. We have a pre-event with Peter May. Peter May is a Grammy award-winning musician and alchemist. He does prana camps at the highest parts of the altitudes in the Rockies with people. An amazing human being who does alchemy in a very refined way. Will be joining me on the front end. We'll be doing a 1.5-day journey through the realm of the heart with Rose, with a rose plant. We'll be working with the and plant alchemies and music. To really move into the power of the heart. What we know now is that the heart is not a muscle. The heart is actually a rhythm. I mean, it's actually a ribbon that they've unfolded it and shown how it folds itself into a vortex. That vortex is the blood. And this is why when we go into heart coherence, we have a 5,000 times more protons emitting from the heart than we do when we don't. So it's almost like we're coming to this place where the esoteric science and the mundane science are coming together with an understanding. And so we're going to use this knowledge and power of the heart, right, to go into heart coherence, which gives us 5,000 times more energy and power for creation. And we're going to create, and we're going to play and have fun in this field. And so,
wow.
yeah, it's starting, interestingly enough, on Friday, August the 13th.
Wow.
The 13th and the 14th.
Okay, so that's actually going to be 2 days before the main event starts, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, and so that's 2 days before the main event, and then the main event begins with an opening circle on Sunday evening, the 15th of August. And I tell people it's really important to be a part of the opening and closing circles, because that's where we kind of open the way, and then we kind of seal the deal, right? Mm-hmm. And seeing this is all in this entire event as a ceremony and as a ritual of creation for all of us. Anyway, so we start on Sunday evening, and then we have all day Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then closing circle is at noon at 12:30 on Thursday. Mm-hmm. You fly into Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then you take a shuttle to Santa Fe, and then from Santa Fe, a shuttle to Abiquiu, New Mexico, northern New Mexico, where Ghost Ranch is.
Okay, cool. Well, if there's only like 19 spots available, then you better book that quick, guys, because we're going to be having an awesome time there. I know I'm super excited for it, and there's going to be tons of other speakers there too. We're going to be playing tons of games. We're really going to be trying to come back into harmony, alignment with the whole cosmos. Right. And it's going to be epic.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. Oh my goodness. And like, I should also say, like, there's this land, Ghost Ranch, if you've never been there, it's sacred. It really is. It's hard to explain for people who, you just have to have been there. It's a very, very special place. And people who have been coming there, literally taking pilgrimages there for hundreds of years. It's known euphemistically by the locals as Rancho de Bruja, Ranch of the. And it's also the place where the artist Georgia O'Keeffe painted all of those beautiful paintings of those large flowers. And
oh, really? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very, very sacred place. And there's a labyrinth there. They have a botanical walk. There's museums there, and the area. Just it's incredible. It really is incredible. It's an incredible place.
So it's a very nice, harmonious place. It's very it's very not like the dark kind of sacred. It's
such a beautiful, powerful vortex. And the thing is when you're there, you can feel this wide, open feeling, spaciousness. And so I think that's why groups and they have such an amazing time there, and everything that I've ever done there has been magical.
Great.
Itself to it. And so we're bringing this intentional magic and this intentional celebration and returning to our cosmic natural selves in this beautiful place. It's going to be wonderful.
Now, if people are still interested in the conference and the online speakers, but for some reason they can't make it out to New Mexico, how can they still participate in the event?
So we are right now at that events.magicalegypt.com. We just have the on the ground stuff part of it. However, in the next week we'll be putting up. So probably by the time you hear this, it should be up for some of you. And so we've got in the air and on the ground, and that part will be up in a week or so, like I said. And we've got, for sure, Rupert Sheldrake, maybe, I'm not sure right now, but we definitely have Paul Levy, who wrote the book Overcoming Wetico, which is really an amazing book about the mind virus that's kind of keeping us all where we are. We have Quentin Doree, who will be talking to us about phosphonism. We have Shauna Cohn talking about sacred journeys and working with the plant intelligences. We have Kevin Hay talking about working with Ormus and high spin energy substances and alchemy. I mean, I could just go on and on. So you can see there's a lot of amazing people speaking about things that are really important for us coming back to, I call it reality, right? Coming back into right relation and harmony with life.
Yeah, the cosmic reality, which is what our society and world have like gone away from, in the past hundreds of years. So it's super important that we return back to that. And yeah.
And we have, I should say, we have more speakers coming. I just don't want to name anybody certain just yet until we know them, but it's going to be amazing. And if you're participating on land, how we're going to work it is, because those of us who are there, I'll be speaking, Richard will be speaking, Peter will be speaking, and we have a few other people who are now actually showing up for the on land event. Those will be broadcast as part of the online event. And then in the afternoons, Venice will be interviewing the other online people, online people, and then we'll be free in the afternoon so that you can actually watch those if you want to. And then you'll also have them as part of a recording so that when you get home, you'll have access to those as well.
Cool, great. So someone who wanted, they could just like buy a ticket and then get access to all the online recordings and also the in-person.
Yes. All the people who come to the in-person event get access to the online event.
Okay, great. So I'm super excited to go there and speak about cosmic human design, and help people return to their true selves, return to alignment with nature, with the cosmos. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah.
Now, Marla, so this is all kind of part of your cosmic human design like experience, which to me is one of the most magical things I've ever seen from someone. And so yeah, we had a reading. I read your cosmic human design chart, and you can talk a little bit about that. And about your incarnation cross and the effect that had on you. And and then let us know like kind of what occurred in the days following that, because to me it was just unbelievable. It was just amazing. So yeah, I'm sure people are going to want to hear about it.
Okay. Well, it's when I got my chart and I read it, honestly, I wept. And you know that, I told you that, Richard, right away. And the reason why I wept was because of the 4-1 cross of articulation. And to paraphrase it, it said something like, these people are, well, you know it better than anybody probably. So what is the 4-1?
Oh, basically, well, the 4-1 in general is someone who has a kind of like fixed destiny to fulfill, that their like design and personality are geared towards being able to influence other people, in a very deep way. And the 4-1 is one of the rarer incarnation crosses. It's sometimes called the fixed fate or juxtaposition profile, because it, the 4-1, it's just a very uncommon pairing. You've got the 4 personality that is able to externalize the 1's deep inner knowing of truth. And for you specifically, having the cross of articulation, and also I believe your personality sun is the prophet, the 12.4, and 11.1, which is the teacher. So the prophet, the teacher, with the cross of articulation. As soon as I saw that, I was just like, wow, she's someone who I wish I had on my team to like, help spread this knowledge. And it turned out that's kind of what's happening. But the cross of articulation is able to influence people with their voice. And that's what the 12 is all about as well. Using language, using, using your voice to influence people.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, so in tropical human design, I was a manifesting generator
Yeah.
before, and you know, it didn't work, as we all know. We don't need to go down that road. But what I will say is, when I read, you know, the 4-1 juxtaposition cross of articulation, this person has a rare ability to call people to individuation by the way they use their voice and words. I like wept. And the reason why I wept was 17 years ago, I meditated. I fasted for 21 days. I fasted and meditated on juice and water for 21 days. And towards the end of the fast meditation, this prayer arose. And it was this prayer that that by my work and words, people remember who they are as beings of infinite dignity and worth, and that it is carried in a field of love that is palpable. Okay, so I'm like this was 17 years ago, and I'm like, oh my God, this prayer, and then and of course my ego would be like, that's such an egotistical prayer, like, right? But it was like this prayer that just like emerged out of my sincere spiritual practice.
Yeah, that's quite a prayer. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just emerged, and it stayed with me kind of in the background. And when I saw it written there, that's when I knew I was home. I was like, oh my God, like this was my soul trying to tell me this all those years ago. Yeah. And so for me, that recognition and that really coming home, probably for like a lot of people who are involved in the Cosmic Human Design group, I just feel like, you know, it was like this, like something like clicked into place in a way. And I feel plugged in and alive in a way that I haven't felt really in some ways ever.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of people can, including myself, can completely identify with that experience of feeling plugged back into the natural stream of things, you know, like coming home in a way. And that's the emotional, like, soul reaction to the Cosmic Human Design chart, which if you haven't blocked it with you know, a lot of conditioning or something, is the effect it generally has on people, you know. But yeah, to have a prayer made, to make that prayer 17 years ago, and then to see that in your chart, like, wow.
Yeah, and for me too, like the teacher and the prophet, like I like some part of me has always known that, right in the back, like like I was sharing with you on another call, like whenever, like a lot of times I'll get new information and I will like immediately in my mind imagine myself speaking that information to a crowd of people or a classroom of people. It's just like something I've done my whole life, and I didn't even know why I did it. I don't know why. And like, oh, okay, this is how I do it. Why?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people have had somewhat similar experiences, you know, with the Cosmic Human Design chart. Yeah, and like when I saw that, yeah, I've had something somewhat similar. Like, you know, I always and it's really that back of the mind, the back or heart, you know, thought that it is because our natural personalities have been kind of somewhat overwritten by conditioning from other people. So really that is, you know, the response that we would expect, you know, because we suppressed our true selves for so long. And it's just so wondrous to feel that, you know, to feel the unmistakable feeling of coming back to to who you really knew you were all along, right? And that's a completely unmistakable feeling. You know, there's nothing really like it, nothing I've ever experienced, you know. And also like, yeah, why don't you tell people about, because you're a projector now in cosmic human design, right?
Yes.
And you also had you know, something health related.
Yeah. So, you know, and I love how you said it. You're like, you know, your body's coming back into cosmic alignment, and I think that that's really it, right? So I had gallstones for years. I mean, for years, and I've been literally trying to get them out of my body for 15 years. I'm like, I'm not giving up my gallbladder.
Yeah.
It's out, right? And so I would have these phases where they would, you know, get in, you know, all infected and all kinds of stuff going on. And anyway, long story short, I thought I was like having another gallbladder attack. And then like, I realized they're leaving, like the gallstones left. Like I passed gallstones that I could not get out for 15 years.
And you said that gallstones, they actually represent bitterness.
Yes, in Chinese medicine, and actually in the bladder is bitterness. And in Louise Hay, the New Thought teacher, her book "You Can Heal Your Life," when you look up gallstones and gallbladder, it's bitterness.
Wow, and that is literally the you know, not self of the projector, which is why you are now.
Right. Isn't that funny? And so it's almost like I buried all the bitterness, like it was buried, and now I can release it. And because I was really trying pretty hard, I was trying to be a really good manifesting generator, you know, because it's a really fun thing to be until it's not.
Yeah, it's not so fun if you're not actually a manifesting.
Right. And so I just feel like my whole body's like, okay, we don't need to hold on to this bitterness anymore. Like we can recognize, and for me, again, like my whole body is saying yes, that this is right.
Wow. That is incredible. to have such a like physical like transformation take place, you know, after becoming aware of your cosmic human design chart, pretty much was what kind of kicked a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I should say that I am actually 14 years into the experiment.
So you were trying to be a manifesting generator. You'd followed human design for 14 years. Wow.
You know, at some points more focused on it than others, right? It would work for a while, and then it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And when it didn't work, it just was not working miserably, and I just really almost gave up. I really did, and have been reborn the cosmic way now. I'm so happy.
Yeah, so that's something that I've like thought about a lot lately is the whole, you know, 7-year thing with human design and the traditional human design teachings, where, you know, you need to be following your type, your strategy, authority for 7 years before you actually like feel any change. Now, to me, that just seems totally off. Like, I'm like, no, like I don't need to wait 7 years to feel a change if what I'm following is actually the correct path for me. You know,
I agree.
That it shouldn't be a thing. and
I feel it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and with you and many other people, we see like the transformation like is almost like immediate or very near to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's not, because it's not an experiment. It's a returning. It's a remembering and a returning. Like it's remembering our note. When I was talking to Venice about it in the video that we did about the event, I just feel like it's like you know, I'm a French horn, you're a clarinet, and you love the clarinet and I love the French horn. And like now I get to be a French horn instead of trying to be a clarinet.
Yeah.
Trying to play the clarinet when I'm a master, I'm a virtuoso at the French horn. Be what I know I can be. And that's how I feel it is. And I think it's going to happen very fast because it is literally syncing back with who we really are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if you're trying to be something you're not, then automatically it's like you're taken out of harmony with the universe, with the cosmos. And I think that's kind of what tropical astrology, the effect it has, because it shifts the angles of light by so many degrees, and that shifting takes us out of harmony if we follow tropical astrology. Whereas true sidereal, you know, it does accurately represent the light coming in. So that corresponds to being in harmony. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you wanted to talk a bit more, because there's a lot more to your experience, or maybe we can save that for another video. Yeah, I think we can probably wrap this one up and go more in depth into your experience in another video, because there were some more totally crazy things that happened, totally magical things that happened to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just remind people one more time where they can get tickets for the event, and you know, they can either purchase a on the ground ticket or an online ticket. Is that correct?
Yes, and the difference being that the on the ground is like we're going to be doing a lot of ritual and ceremony that won't be on camera, obviously. But we don't want to do that. So it's going to be, I'm so excited. I really invite you, like if you feel called, if you want to come and play and ground and, you know, ground these cosmic energies and remember what's real and important and what your heart is calling you to, and collaborate with us, please come join us, come play with us at Ghost Ranch.
Great. Thank you so much, Marla. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, guys, I'll be there speaking about cosmic human design and the cosmic way, and doing readings for people, I'm sure, for the people that are there, and you know, talking with them about things and about the future of cosmic human design, really. So if you're interested in that, yeah, please join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll post the link to the Magical Egypt site where you can get tickets, and I'll post this in the Facebook group as well, where you can comment or you know, share your thoughts about Marla's experience and about the event. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Marla.
Thank you. Thanks, Richard.
Okay, see you guys.